Welcome to This is Legends of Yesterday podcast. This episode contains themes of mental health, paranormal encounters, and other mature themes. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. Now, let's get on to the legend. Happy Friday the 13th, everybody!
Woo! The day has come.
My name's Alexandra.
And I'm Angelica.
And this is Legends of Yesterday, where we talk about histories, mysteries, and ghost stories here in Florida.
Florida.
Now, we don't normally do episodes in the middle of the month.
No, we do not.
No, we normally just do them twice a month. But it is Friday the 13th, and by the time this video comes out, I just turned 30 yesterday.
She's so old, guys.
I'm so old. And by the time this posts, Angelica and I will be making candles somewhere.
Yes. It'll be a fabulous time.
A fabulous time, candle making. Yeah. I've never gone before, so I'm really excited.
Yeah. Candles then dinner.
Candles and dinner at a place that's voodoo themed. So I'm excited. Voodoo Bayou in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be fun.
The bougie part of Fort Lauderdale, Las Olas.
Yes. Now we are extremely excited for this episode. And normally, we do month by month of the sisters, but because this is the first time we're doing a Friday the 13th episode, I'm going to be telling Angelica stories, actually. So
I get to relax.
Yes, relax. Well, don't relax too quick, Angelica, because these are all either scary stories that have been made up, written, or they are true stories that was all brought to you by Reddit.
Do I have to decide?
No, I'm just going to read to you.
Okay.
And we'll see what time we have.
So this isn't a mystery.
What do you mean?
I don't have to suss out which one is real or fake.
No, it doesn't matter.
So I really got to relax. Okay.
I'm reading you Reddit stories.
Use my brain at all.
This is just a fun, scary stories time for them.
All right. I hope you guys are having a relaxing Friday the 13th, maybe falling asleep, closing your eyes easy. This. And yeah, I'm hoping that maybe in the video I'll put a vignette or something, and we'll make this spooky, or I don't know, who knows. It's funny because Friday the 13th for us is not actually a bad luck day. Yeah, it was Friday the 13th was a bad luck day because of the Knights Templar, right? Yeah. And the what's it called, the triangle and stuff, but yeah. Apparently, it's scary to put on the internet, so I won't do it. I respect everyone, and I don't want to disappear in the middle of the night and become one of these Reddit stories. So it's fine. She doesn't edit it anyway, so she can't put it on there. But for us, Tuesday the 13th is more of a bad luck day, because we're Cuban. Yeah. So it's like a Cuban thing. So don't talk to me on Tuesday the 13th. Don't talk to me on Tuesdays? Yeah. Anyways, so we're just going to read Reddit stories, which is different than what we normally do. We normally only tell stories that are from Florida. But we're going to be branching out as a special treat for Friday the 13th. And then if you guys like it, then we'll do this on other Friday the 13th when they fall within the month. So that sounds cool to you. Let us know. Okay. Now, I had gotten these a bit ago, so I'm going to put an overlaying trigger warning because these are scary stories. Some of them involve jump scary or shadowy kind of things. And yeah, just in case, I don't know, if anything scares you or bothers you, maybe go to our history episode that posted last week. Yeah. Unless you hate feet. All right, let's begin. Our first story comes from a subreddit called R Scary Stories. This was posted 4 days ago and edited this was posted 4 years ago. Oh, okay. So I was around 8-ish. We were having some work done in my bedroom, so I was sleeping in the same room as my parents. I woke up from a nightmare and needed to pee, so I headed for the bathroom. My dad was already in there, so I needed to wait for him. There's a room between my parents' room and the bathroom. It's not my room. That was also being worked on, and the door was broken off the top hinge earlier that day, so it was hanging a bit and you could see the corner behind the door. I'm standing there waiting when I hear, quote unquote, "Hey kid," and I turn. Standing behind the door
with its head nearly at the ceiling, which was 10 feet tall, was this demonic-looking thing smiling down at me. It had a blood-red face and yellow teeth. The face kind of burned into my mind. I used to say it looked like Darth Maul from Star Wars.
Oh my gosh. I can imagine exactly what this is. If you watch, what's it called? The one from the Conjuring franchise where he goes into dream stuff and whatever. It's like that visual. Put it on there, Alexandra, in the future.
Anyways, it startled me. And just then, the door swung open from the bathroom. My dad comes out and sees my horrified face. When I tell him what I saw, he thought it was a childish imagination. But then the door slammed shut, and he backed me into the bedroom quickly and grabbed his gun to go confront what I guess he thought was an intruder. Of course, no one was there. When he was looking, a window suddenly shattered outward. There was a metal screen in the window that tore from the glass, but it didn't break enough for a full-size body to get through. So it was just plain smashed. We never got an answer to what caused that. But weird started happening regularly. This Redditor also made an update, and they said that they're getting a lot of requests on an update on what happened since the event details. But they said that there were a lot of things that actually started happening paranormally after that event happened. So yeah. So,
oh no, you're not telling us specifically what happened.
I know. And then someone had commented, you can't just end the story with that last sentence. Yeah. And then he goes, they asked for the scariest if I went, because it was scariest Reddit stories and things like that. They asked for the scariest. If I went to explain everything, this would be a seriously long post. There was a long period of my life that was like something straight out of a horror movie. And I only wish I made it all up. He goes, another commenter asked if you've ever drawn the thing you saw. And OP says, I'm terrible as an artist, so no, I probably could if I ever tried. It's kind of burned into my brain. So another commenter says, please get a sketch artist.
Oh no, OP. Also, dads out there, if your kid is like, there is something in there, you've got to check that out. But the funny thing is, and the absurd thing is, he runs into his room, pushes her in there, grabs his gun because there's an intruder. Like, regardless of what his kid says, right? They're saying that there is something in the room that talked to them. I'm assuming it's a girl. I envision a girl. And she's saying that, hey, there's something in there. And like immediately my brain goes to those frog people, like those people that like wait in your house.
Yeah.
And like live there for a while. I don't know. Dad, do better. Also, I don't know how much if this is a real story, I don't know how much his life has been messed up since this started happening.
Yeah.
So maybe I feel bad for you too, Dad.
I don't know if it's real or not, but you know, if he's saying it looks like Darth Maul. Okay, so I have two stories actually. I don't know which one we're going to keep in, but I have two stories from r/Ask Singapore.
Okay.
So Ask Singapore was asking, what is the single most bone-chilling ghost story you've personally experienced or heard of?
Okay.
So I have two.
Okay.
So this one is from 2 years ago. OP writes, it's not too scary, but this is something I experienced myself. 2 years ago, I moved into my new apartment with my family and have a bedroom all to myself. For some reason, during the first year of staying there, I always felt like I was being watched in my room. Every single day, without fail, I know when it hits 2 a.m. exactly, without even looking at my phone to check the time. I'd just be doing my usual stuff and then suddenly feel like it's 2 a.m. and that someone is there. For some reason, it was clear to me that whatever was there was a young girl. No idea why I thought of that. My mood was worse. I'd feel weirdly agitated at times. I'd start having issues with my mother too. At one point, a nun was invited to cleanse the house. I did not get good vibes from this procedure. My sibling felt the same way too. Once she left, I immediately felt sleepy and fell asleep, only to have sleep paralysis. Never had one of these in ages. Thought it was weird when it happened on the day the nun came and right after she left. Anyway, a few months later, I found out from my grandma that this house was bought over after a girl died in my room. She was a young girl too, probably in her 20s or something. I got the place because it was cheap. I felt bad for her. Apparently, she didn't have a good relationship with her mom. My relationship with my own mom was fine, but after moving in, it did deteriorate for a bit. I can't feel the presence anymore. Didn't do much prayers or anything to get rid of her. I just wished her well and that she deserved better. And then it was over.
She gave her something her mom never could.
Closure?
Well wishes.
Acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Someone comments, that last part was unexpectedly wholesome though.
So, listen, friend, you didn't invite a normal nun into your home. You invited the nun from The Conjuring, just saying. And, you know, it wasn't a demon, this girl. And you know how you know that? I'll tell you. It was 2 a.m., not 3 a.m.
Oh, right.
But you lost out. She missed out because now she lost an alarm.
And that's what Angelica's taking away from this. Anyways, our next story actually is a military story. It was posted 2 years ago. And OP writes, I have an army story that was puzzling at the time. Now he says at the time, but when I read through it, I'm like, I still don't know what's happening.
I'm glad. So they have answers. Let's read it.
So they say.
Let's hear it.
Now it's just a cool party story or something to scare the nephew and nieces at this time. But my company was having last parade about 8-ish. There's a lot of army terms in here that I don't understand. So if I abbreviate it, it's because I don't understand what it means.
Got it.
I was going to be on leave the day after. So after the initial roll call / check strength, I headed up to my bunk on the last floor to pack up. I left with permission and was told that I would be the only one up. So the strength of the camp was at 87, 88, whatever that means.
Obviously,
I guess he's 88.
Obviously, it's like Pokemon, right?
Oh, okay.
It's like if your Pokemon are all in full health, you're like 88%, but some of them were asleep. You know what I mean?
Yes, Angelica. So there was a nice bathroom in the corner of the sergeant's corridor, which only the sergeants used. So there was no reason for any other sergeant or trooper to be in the toilet. I took my stuff and headed in, only to realize the shower beside mine was running. Didn't think too much of it at first, but after a solid few minutes, I asked out of curiosity who it was the one showering. No answer. I asked again about 2 or 3 more times. Still no answer. So I said, dude, just tell me so I can say you were here with me and no one gets in unnecessary trouble. Because remember, he had asked for permission already.
Mm-hmm.
And then asked again, hey, legit, who is this? To which the person replied, my name. I was quite freaked out. And I asked again, don't be funny, clown, who are you? To which I got the same response, my name. This time in a cheeky tone. After prompting a few more times, I just let it go and said, if you get in trouble, I ain't gonna help you. I tried already. The person got out soon after, and then I started drying myself as soon as I heard his door open. I rushed out to see who it was to find no one around. I did the dumbest thing I could do, and that was when I opened the cubicle that the person was showering in. And this is in all caps. Only to find out the whole place was dry. All cubicles and all sinks, no one was there. I doubted myself for a bit and thought I was being a bit delulu, but I remembered being fully conscious and looking at the water trickle down from his door as I was showering, and I could see the water from his cubicle flow into my cubicle drain. It really freaked me out. I went back to my bunk to change and just took another walk around my level. By the time I was done, I went back to chill in my bunk till the other sergeants came back. I told them what happened and they said everyone was below, and they even said that the strength of the camp before dismissing them. And it was just -1, which was me.
Like Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. A Buddhist friend of mine did a small prayer for me and then asked me to wash my hands and my feet again before I left the camp. Dope story, 10 out of 10, would do it again. That's how OP ends.
Nice OP. So this is my takeaway.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If the shower is running, then you better go catch it.
So anyways, that was our episode. If you...
Obviously, that's why he didn't see anyone there. He didn't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That is creepy because you're on an army base. So he's on an army base. 87 out of the 88 people, he is the 88th person, are absolutely nowhere around him because they're all getting counted for their end of the night camp count.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's happened before.
To people?
To me.
Oh, to you?
Like, you think you see something and then you realize, oh, this doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what this.
Obviously, too, this is the same guy that was in the girl's spare bedroom.
Sure.
You little girl.
Oh, it was the young kid.
What?
You remember the young kid from the first story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Same guy.
What
if all these Reddit stories are connected?
That would actually be scarier than the entire thing. This next story is from r/Ask Reddit. It was Friday the 13th posts is what we have.
Whoa, the movie?
No. People's stories of things that happened to them that are Friday the 13th, like happened on Friday the 13th, or things that give the same vibe as what would happen if you had such terrible luck. That's today. So this first one is from 9 years ago, and OP writes, from a small town way upstate New York. Myths and legends basically create themselves here. One night, friends and I decided that we were going to venture out into the abandoned farmstead. Because nothing bad ever happens at an abandoned farmstead.
I would do the same.
We would do the same. Yeah, that's where we have issues. Mm-hmm. There was supposedly a triple murder that had occurred there. Ooh. Typical high school teen with nothing to do sort of shit. So we loaded up the SUV and trekked out. Place is wicked remote. Upstate New York.
Oh, upstate New York? Did they say that already?
Yeah, they said way upstate New York. Place is wicked remote. Nothing but the smell of cow shit and dirt. Definitely no cell phone service. So we get there. Place is super eerie. It's about 10:30 p.m. Car headlights are the only thing illuminating the house and the barn area. It's set a way back off the road, so there's no street lights to be seen. The house itself is nothing special. In fact, it appeared that someone had been dumping their garbage inside for years. Classic scumbag move. Mm-hmm. The barn was a whole different story. Flashlights in hand, we entered the front door. The inside was filled with junk, but it was bizarrely organized as if corridors were established.
Uh-oh.
We started to explore. Of course we did. Myself and a friend went up some of the stairs at the entrance by the hayloft. This is where things took a f***ing weird turn. At the top of the stairs began a row after row of corn husks sharpened into spears.
No.
To a ridiculously fine point. Mm. The husks were everywhere as far as we could see. We started to enter the maze, but then we heard a shriek from the ground level. A female friend and her sister had ventured further into the barn. we went down and found them in the junk corridor surrounded by small handmade idols.
No. Oh.
I mean, hundreds of them. Each one, I just got chills. Each one with a twisted body and deformed face. In a panic, they told us that they heard someone else in the barn. We told them to relax and we would have heard another vehicle pull up. But as we made for the front door of the barn, we heard a noise from the back half. In the light of our headlights, we could clearly see a man standing in the back of the barn. He didn't move or speak to us, just stood watching. We bolted for our cars. If he followed us, I wouldn't have known. There's no way in hell I was turning around to find back. There's no way in hell I was turning around to find out. Never bend it back. This was also on Too Long Don't Read. Yeah.
Ugh. This is where we would have died because I 100% would have gone into that thing. And that's like some weird, ranchy kind of Blair Witch Project thing, you know? Because spoiler alert, like they go into the abandoned witch's house and there's all this weird stuff in there. And as soon as we get to the idols, that's where well, the sharpened corn husk, I'm already like,
that's terrifying.
There's definitely someone's head is on one of the pikes. Like, it's already worse than Children of the Corn, because at least with Children of the Corn, like, I feel like to the field.
I'll tell you something crazy.
No?
Children of the Corn is a little whimsical to me.
What?
Little whimsical.
You don't think it's real?
Children of the Corn? Not this. Children of the Corn. You just brought up Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn's real. Stephen King wrote it.
Yeah.
Everything he writes is real.
Okay. Anyways, this I think is 110% real. And I'll tell you why. Because there are other comments under it that are like, yeah, weird shit does happen in upstate New York. And it was an abandoned property. Someone had been dumping garbage in the main house. Who knows if it was this guy? And there could be two options. Either.
Two?
Yeah, two options.
I see so many options.
Well, I don't know. To me, there's two options, like straightforward options, right? One, this guy did this because so many people were breaking into the property that he did this just to scare people. Because how do they know about it? It was a triple murder happened there, right? So maybe he was like, all right, let's make a show out of it, because someone's got it on the property, whether it's the bank or whoever, it doesn't matter, but someone watches the property or checks on the property, whatever. So it's either that or it's a full hereditary thing. And that's what's happening. Someone called Toni Collette.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. I 110% think that is a real story.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you're saying, the junk thing totally sets it off for me, because
someone's stopping by.
It feels like something that people do.
Yeah.
Like even here, there was an abandoned building, and it was, like in a main area, and people were dropping junk off there. Like people think, which is so weird, it's a space that's available. Let me drop my trash here.
Yeah.
Humans are wild.
Well, they do that. Like people have done that at the DV Women's Club, because I guess at night, like especially when the rodeo's around, we get a lot of people from out of town. And I cannot even explain how much trash we pick up around the Women's Club property every single year. Yeah. And one year I found shoes.
Crazy.
Like new pink velvet shoes. And I'm like, that's like in a box.
Terrifying.
Someone got mad and threw out shoes.
Terrifying.
But yeah. All right. Our next story.
Wait, I need to connect them.
The guy is the guy in the door is the guy in the shower.
I think so.
The guy is the guy is the guy.
He's Loki.
He's that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
He's that guy.
He's that guy.
Who's that guy? Okay. So this story comes from 9 years ago. And this one kind of throws me off.
Come from 9 years.
About 9 years. Isn't that crazy?
Huh.
Isn't that weird? I went like
really recent and really deep. And the recent ones, not as scary. These were way scarier.
Peak horror was happening 9 years ago.
And there's some stories that were like 3 hours old. And I was like, I don't feel like your story is good enough.
Really?
For that. Yeah. It was like 3 hours old, but I don't know. And I'm like, okay. Even the librarian stories. I looked up librarian stories just in case. And they're mostly about weird patrons and stuff like that, but nothing like...
It's because the world right now is more terrifying than it was 9 years ago. Like, I just saw on the news that there was a building in the UK that just like caught fire. The whole building collapsed. I'm like, what?
Oh
it's
God.
made of stone, so this doesn't happen. But it happened.
Anything could break if you slap it hard enough.
Anything can happen on Friday the 13th. It didn't happen on Friday the 13th, FYI.
Well, okay. Well, 9 years ago, OP writes.
Okay.
Spookiest thing that's ever happened to me is back when I was 16 and me and my friend were hanging.
We're 16. If you know what I'm talking about, and if you know, you know.
Can I get back to this kid's trauma?
All right.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Trauma's important to talk about.
Spookiest thing that's ever happened to me is back when I was 16, me and my friend were hanging and playing video games. I'm also going to edit a little bit of what's being spoken because English is not the first language here. Okay. So like the grammar's a little off.
Okay.
Mom came back and she had a little too much to drink, so she went to bed. Whatever, seems normal. So here's why shit starts getting weird. I got a message from my mom and it said, hurry, ... something ... bad ... is ... going ... to ... happen, with the letter A as the signature.
I think I've seen this before.
I'm like, weird. Whatever. Put my phone back down.
Mm-hmm.
I get another message about 2 minutes later. Hurry ... gun ... under ... pillow ... A. So they're Canadian, obviously. So this time a red flag appeared and I'm like, okay, let's go check this out. I went into the room and looked under the pillow and bam, gun locked and loaded. Well, I'm like, that's weird. I took the gun with me, unloaded it, and took it apart. About 5 minutes later, I get another message saying, you might have won the battle, but the war isn't over here. Life is mine tonight. By this point, I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Go back to my mom's room, wake her up and ask why she's being weird and scary. And she doesn't know what I'm talking about. So I thought I'll just hide her phone under the bed. And just to be safe, I'll tape it to the board so she'll still have no idea. But surely the fuck enough, this person's really funny, but surely the fuck enough, I get another message saying, necklace ... choking ... hurry ... A. I go in there and my mom has her rosary wrapped around her neck and the Christ has been pulled off and is squeezing in her left hand so hard it was bleeding. So I woke her up and tried to explain what happened, but she was still drunk and it didn't make a difference to her. I was curious about the phone, so I checked it, and lo and behold, it's still there like nothing happened. Well, I grabbed her phone and tried to look at the messages, but they weren't there. Like none of them were on her phone. Fast forward to the next day explaining everything to my mom, and I showed her the messages and she starts crying. So the messages that ended with A, my mom thinks it was her firstborn that died since her name was Amethyst. Freaky shit though, got plenty of stories for whatever reason. Paranormal shit loves me. Mic drop.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I think it was like, you know, those stories where, you know, your parent is like, oh, do this, and then, you know, which it was kind of that, or it's not your parent texting you, but it's that, you know, like they tell you to go into a room and then you get possessed.
Mm-hmm.
But it was someone trying to help. Obviously, there is a way this can be read
Mm-hmm.
where it's an angel saying, help her, please, because A equals angel, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But love the mom's choice. So weird. So weird. And like the daughter is reading the battle going on between this like demon, I'm assuming, or Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
If that like happened to you and you walk in and they even took the phone, taped it under the bed, and they're like, okay, now she can't get to her phone. Obviously she's too drunk, she's texting, whatever. She's just being weird.
Oh no, I'd immediately know it was, this is some paranormal stuff that's happening. I wouldn't even test it. I don't care, scientists. I wouldn't test that. I just believe this is happening because that's too freaky for all this stuff to happen. And thank goodness, how does this girl know how to disassemble a firearm?
You keep thinking it's a girl.
Oh, because I think I'm putting myself in all
I think so. Like the first one was a little boy.
Honestly, the military thing, like I'm imagining myself walking through the shower.
Yeah, you've called all of them she so far. We don't know their gender.
Guy, just so you know, I'm literally imagining myself going through each of these scenarios.
She's like, she's crazy.
So and it's like, if I misgender, I'm literally just putting myself into their shoes. How dare
you? Okay.
Oh man, but we can't move past this quite yet because that's terrifying. Is it just me, or
it's like an Exorcist moment?
Yes. Is it just me, or do you have this unrealistic fear of choking yourself with your chain? Because I sleep.
Oh yeah, have you? Okay, so like my azabache.
Yes,
I've had it here.
I don't take it off for.
No, we never take it off.
It's a safety precaution. Just like I'm sure the rosary, which, okay, that's another weird thing. We don't, I don't know, I don't know in Christian belief what's done, but at least in Catholic belief, it's not like you wear a rosary. You have it as like a symbol.
Some people, it's weird because I know that like priests and nuns will wear rosaries, but it's more of like a uniform thing also. And then some of them have like separate rosaries that they wear on their belts and stuff, like to always have a rosary with them. Like I've seen that before. Right. But yeah, there's a weird thing because like for us, it was not respectful to wear a rosary in school. In like Roman Catholic culture, for you're not a parishioner, you are not involved in the church directly, like you don't work for the church, you're not a priest, you're not a pastor, you're not anything, and you wore a rosary, people would find that disrespectful.
It's just like it's like a focus object. Like you're focusing your prayer through the different
and who knows if his mom just like wore rosaries her whole life or something. And
typically what you'll see a chain with a crucifix or a chain with a cross, and that's typical. So that kind of like throws me off with this story.
Yeah, so he was saying that her rosary, the cross of it was ripped off, gripped in her left hand, bleeding because she was clutching it so hard, and then the chain itself was choking her. So yeah,
obviously.
Well, thunder just happened when I said that.
I didn't even hear it.
Thunder. Feel the thunder.
Well, so my next question would be, not to victim blame, where did the mom go before this?
To the bar.
What's different today than any other day?
I don't know.
I need to know.
I don't have updates for you.
I need to know.
I don't have updates. I'm so sorry. I took stories that were like not upvoted a lot because they were the scarier ones. The ones that were upvoted so hard were not scary. And I'm like, guys, one, it's either like the person's like, oh, at the end, or they just like didn't have comments that went with anything or anything like that. Yeah.
So we're reading the indie scary stories.
The next story I'm going to read has literally just one upvote.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So the next story comes from r/scary stories.
Okay.
Comes from 3 years ago.
Okay.
OP writes, this happened over 10 years ago. And this is another Friday the 13th story. I remember because...
this happened 13 years ago?
This happened 3 years ago, 10 years ago. Yeah, technically 13 years ago today. Oh, whoa. 13. Okay, so this happened over 10 years ago, and this post is 3 years old. So yes, 13 years ago this happened.
I remember it because it was the first time I experienced a Friday the 13th after learning about it.
Ooh, it's all about 13.
We went to visit my uncle shortly after arriving to the U.S. After deciding to settle down, since we frequently traveled back and forth between Mexico and the U.S., my uncle's house always gave me a weird vibe. As a kid, I didn't really notice it much because I was always distracted playing or being happy, but I knew the weird vibe was there. The fourth time, I remember seeing a huge man wearing all black and no face. Imagine the character All for One from My Hero Academia, and I'll put a picture of them now.
I haven't seen it.
Standing at the end of the hallway while I just stared at him eating ice cream. Then I blinked and it was gone. And since then, I had that vibe.
This kid was eating ice cream.
This kid's so messed up. This kid's a baller. It's like, and blink gone. What do you want? Theo.
I would be blinking.
There's a weird man upstairs. Yeah. This particular time though, on the 12th, I kept telling my mom how the next day was going to be the 13th and it was a bad day and stuff. My mom seemed to act very normal all the time, and I even thought she just didn't believe me or was very brave. But that night when we slept in the same bed as my uncle and aunt, and it was a tiny home, but the one bed was big, and my mom put me at the very edge on the right side, but holding me tightly. In the middle of the night, I get up and glance at the clock. 3:02 a.m. I'm sitting in the bed, and the room is pitch black, but I can make out the outlines of everyone sleeping. Then I turn slightly to the left, where everyone else is, and out of nowhere, I see a person sitting up the way I sat up from the bed, and they were coming out of my aunt's body. But it didn't look like her at all, and she was next to my mom. This person was pale. White dress, messy hair in the shape of a big ball, kind of like a girl from The Ring, but with messy hair. And I saw them sit up, and they're facing forward, the way I was. Then they started to turn to the right, where I was, and my kid self was so scared, all I did was immediately turn around and go back to sleep before we made eye contact, which is 100% what I would do. Be like, nope. Then I woke up in the morning and went on with my day. Wow. I kept thinking about it, but didn't
talk about it?
Hold on. I kept thinking about it, but didn't tell anyone because I didn't even know how to. But I do remember that at some point during the day, I went into my uncle's room to get a toy that I left there. And I remember seeing that person again, but this time under the bed. And they were just staring dead straight at me. I grabbed the toy and immediately ran out, closing the door, but still never told anyone to this day. Nothing else happened since then, and it's been years since my uncle moved out there too. This was also on TLDR. Too long to write.
That's it?
And that's the end of the story.
No. I don't believe this is true because
it was scary.
Why would they keep going back in the room?
Girl, I don't know, girl.
I imagine that too hard under the bed.
I imagine that too hard. Weird.
The aunt's possessed. Sorry. Uncle's married to a ghost now. They've been living there for years because like the ghost came back through them. No.
No.
So let me tie this together. This woman is married to the man.
He's married to the muffin man.
The corn man.
He's married to the muffin man.
Corn muffin. Now I want a corn muffin.
Cornbread. Wow. Can you tell it's almost dinner time? Yeah.
I'm destroyed.
When I
I'm destroyed
Can you imagine that?
For the week.
Do you know when I found all these, everybody? Very late. It was almost 2:00 in the morning when I was doing this research.
Our equipment keeps shifting. And I keep hearing it. And I don't know if it always does this or if we're summoning ghosts right now by talking about this.
That's really funny.
But I've never heard that before, Alexandra. But today I'm hearing it. Why wouldn't you tell anyone about it? I remember my kid self, and my coward kid self told my parents when there was something scary. I didn't like to sleep in these rooms. I didn't like to be without them. Her room, we used to share it when we were kids. Yeah. And it was haunted, man. And I would go to my parents' room, and sometimes I would just stay there, sure. But like when it started, I went to them for help, and they're like, go back.
They're like, girl,
I guess this is
go to bed, girl.
I guess this is the end.
Because they're like, oh God, Angelica just wants to sleep in a room with her sister. Because I've been snoring since I was 5, so.
But we have ways around that now. It's called earbuds.
Drugs? No.
Earbuds. Anyway, is there another story?
I have one last story. I don't think it's as scary as the other ones.
I don't know if I can take it.
It's not.
I imagine that far too hard.
We have one. This one actually has pictures that I'm going to be posting as well. But this one comes from r/horror stories.
Okay.
2 days ago.
What?
And it comes with an update.
Is it in Florida?
No, actually, it's not in Florida. I actually didn't get... There was actually a lot that happened in Florida, but we do Florida all the time. That there's some that I actually saved because there's one that this lady had about a hotel that she had worked at for 30 years. Mm-hmm. And it's in Orlando. And it was like a pile of people talking about how haunted it was. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So I kept that one.
So let's hear the next one.
Okay, so this is the last story that we have for today. Okay, I think Angelica's done. So on r/horror stories 2 days ago, the title is My Late Grandmother's House. The upper floor has been a quote unquote no-go zone for 30 years since a violent tragedy.
I just want to pause for a second. What a waste of space. Okay, that's the real horror story so far. 30 years.
30 years and no one has been allowed up there.
Waste of space.
So, so this post is actually our most popular post of the day. Everything else is about like up to, I want to say like 10 upvotes. Uh-huh. This one has 183. Again, it was only posted 2 days ago. Opie writes, My late grandmother's house. The upper floor has been a no-go zone for over 30 years since a violent tragedy. And I took this last night. Post text. Hi, everyone. I wanted to share this photo of my grandmother's house, taken on a spring night. Ah.
I like spring, but I don't think I'm going to like this.
My grandmother, who lived on the ground floor, passed away 2 years ago, but the real horror lies in the upper floor with the 2 windows. Years ago, a relative of mine named Aunt Rosie lived up there. She was severely mentally unstable, struggling with heavy alcoholism, and suffered from extreme paranoia. She used to run around the house and the street with a knife, sometimes even hurting herself. 30 years ago, she died on that upper floor from alcohol poisoning and a violent suicide. Since the police cleared the scene, almost no one has set foot up there. Only my father went in once. He said the walls are still blood-stained in some places, and the smell of vomit still lingers after 3 decades. It's a heavy, suffocating atmosphere that makes it impossible to sleep there. When my sister and I visited our grandmother as kids, we knew the upstairs was empty. Yet, on many autumn nights, we clearly heard the sound of someone walking around in high heels. It was so terrifying, we had frequent panic attacks. Once, our father had to come over to check, and he found nothing. Since my grandmother passed, we've only been to the house 3 times. It's a summer cottage near a lake. Even now, we hear the footsteps from above. During storms, when we look out into the garden of the abandoned house next door, the dark house on the right, we often see a frightening figure,
though we tell ourselves it's just our imagination. To make things even creepier, the street is almost deserted, ending in a swamp that is a local legend territory. They say the ghosts of dead soldiers wander there at night. I took this photo last night. I didn't even go inside. I just walked past it. What creeps me out the most is that the light is on the bottom left window. That is exactly where my grandmother used to sit and watch TV every single night. What do you guys think? No, this image is 100% real and contains no AI granted imaging.
Can I see the picture?
Yeah. So the picture at first, when I saw it, I was like, scary. But then he mentioned that there was a light on. And it does look like, it feels like something would be in the window. See the bottom left or bottom right or whatever it is that the light's on?
Can I hold it?
Yeah. He's saying that nothing should be in the house.
It's mine now.
So basically OP is saying nothing should be in the house and everything like that. And then some of the commenters, which I'll read some comments in a second.
I'm trying to see.
I don't see anything else in the picture. I just see that the light's on, and I think that's what he wanted to prioritize.
Because it looks like there could be a face on the top right, but like it looks like it's the panel from the window.
Yeah, give me that back.
And okay. Nice Art Deco fencing.
Yes, nice Art Deco fencing. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Some of the comments are like, my goodness, 30 years and no one's opened the damn windows to air the place out. This was your family member, a loved one, a piece of your clan. She didn't ask to be mentally ill. Could you imagine the horror of her everyday life? She wasn't a monster and doesn't deserve to be labeled as one in death either. You can change the narrative on this one. Rather than covering it up, is it possible to have someone else come in and clean it up? Light a candle, say a prayer, and if you aren't religious, just a positive thought or feeling to keep the peace of your Aunt R. And she can finally rest in peace. Would hate for a beautiful family home to rot. OP replied, of course, and yes, there are many people on the upper floor, I'll tell you. I didn't because I was afraid. I didn't know Aunt Rosie, but the house where my grandmother lived is in a very good condition, almost luxurious. I don't want to show my inner self. I don't want anyone to break in. By the way, I'm a psychiatrist. I know all the troubles of the soul.
Wow. I mean, they're right, because what a sad story to happen to her. But I was joking about this, but I could totally see that happening where if something's so tragic and you really did love your sister, and it was so heavy, like I could see myself putting it off until it's just, okay, this is a place you don't go, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy because they're also alluding to their grandmother spirit being there as well. And I don't know. I wonder what their story was before that, because obviously they were close to each other. Obviously there was like a lot of heaviness, and I don't think the heaviness is just coming from the sister who passed originally upstairs, but coming from the sister who survived and probably felt very guilty over.
Well, he also said that the house is on a path that leads to a swamp where they say a bunch of war soldiers died.
Immediately, I was like, "This is a Scooby-Doo story."
Oh,
yeah, the monsters are real.
So we actually have a couple of updates from OP as soon as from 3 hours ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Did you say 3 hours?
As soon as 3 hours ago. So he's still like actively replying to people.
Guy?
Yeah.
I again imagined a girl.
Okay, well,
I'm just in every story.
So yeah, he was updating up to 3 hours ago on r/horror story. So even a day ago, an update. I'm spending the night in this house. I've set up a security camera system everywhere. The problem is, I'm terrified of one of the cameras just picked up a person in the garden. He's definitely real, and he's definitely out there tapping on buckets. There's a homeless man around 20 to 25 years old who lives near the street. He has schizophrenia, and while the locals aren't usually afraid of him because he's never been violent, he's known for squatting in abandoned houses. A neighbor told me he once broke into their place and just stood there watching them sleep at night before running away crying, claiming he was being wiretaped. The police don't do anything. They all know him and don't consider him dangerous, and the nearest psychiatric ward is a mile away, so everyone in the street is just used to him. I really hope he doesn't try to get inside. The garden is huge with several small wooden sheds, and they're all dirty and locked, so maybe he's been coming back here for months. The motion sensor light has just switched on in the photo, and it looks like he's trying to hide his face.
Oh, that's interesting, because that could add another element. Like, what if he has been staying in the third or the second floor?
I don't know.
And I'm just dropping theory. What if he has been and the grandmother knew? And that's why she started the story. And maybe she felt, like, let me help him because he doesn't have anyone. And especially if her sister had suffered from something that pushed her over the edge, she found kinship.
Yeah.
I was like, here, I have this entire space. Please, stay here. And that's why they're hearing the footsteps and they feel heavy because literally there's 100-something pound man above them.
So,
okay.
So OP had responded to another comment saying, I'm pretty sure someone would have figured out if that guy was squatting up there because some people were assuming that. And he says, I don't think so because the upper floor is locked. There's never been any sign of a break-in, although the stairs leading to the house are outside and the house on the right is where the homeless boy was. I don't think he would have gone up there, but now that you mention it, I'm a little scared.
He didn't break in because he was given the key.
And then someone says, please be careful, don't go out no matter what, because he had already said that he tapped on something while the light went on so that the kid would run away. And he was saying that, of course, I used to think the most afraid person in the world, but now I'm not afraid. I don't know why. The house can be locked, although the windows are old. I'll just report back tonight with a continuation. And now we go back because that's update 2. And then there's an update 2.1.
I'm scared for everyone in this story, honestly, because this doesn't feel like a ghost story anymore.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of real people.
Yep.
All right. So, hi, everyone. Tonight will be my second night in the Hell House, my late grandmother's home.
What? How did it turn from this tragic story to the Hell House?
I don't know.
Dude.
As you know, I arrived and slept there last night, which is when I spotted the homeless man with a schizophrenia in the garden. I'm actually hoping he shows up again tonight so I can record him for you, which is not okay. You can see my room in these photos. It's very old and my grandmother's vintage porcelains and clothes are still kept here. This is a back room that my grandmother used to sleep in. This is a back room. My grandmother used to sleep in a different one. I chose not to stay in hers on purpose, but unfortunately it is so hot in this room that I'm forced to keep the window open. Also, there's no electricity in here. I took these photos using a flashlight. I'm really hoping no one tries to climb through the window. But there is one comforting thing. My neighbor just got home. I noticed that they were staring quite intently at the house, though. Anyway, their presence makes me feel a little bit safer. Aside from the homeless man, I didn't hear anything unusual last night. But I'm hoping I will tonight. Check in again after dark. Kisses. Stay safe.
What? Dude!
Is this a man? Wait, hold on. Okay, base 5033. All right, well. Okay, I hope it's okay if I go up tomorrow morning. I'd be really scared at night. I will message you. What? Oh, someone had commented, let us know how it's going upstairs. Stay safe. Update me. So they did the update bot and they said, okay, I'm going to go upstairs tomorrow. I'm really scared to do that at night. And then someone said, maybe you can talk to the neighbors and let them know that you're staying, although there's no electricity. Also let them know about the homeless man, and if they can just keep an extra eye out for you. Anything will help. Good luck with everything. OP replied, the problem is that the neighbors are so used to the guy and they have a more modern house since the neighbor's wife is a deputy mayor. And they're not afraid of this man. They prefer to avoid him because in the past did something. I don't know.
Watch it not be this kid.
He's next to a deputy mayor.
And it really is the ghost of the sister. And she starts dancing with the grandmother's robes or whatever. and starts dropping porcelain just because she can.
So that was update 2.1 because after this
more?
Yeah. It was up to 2.4.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so excited. I thought that was it.
No, because they updated literally 3 hours ago. 4 hours ago?
Keep going.
2 hours ago.
I need to know.
Okay, so let's go to 2.2 because that was 2.1. 2.2. Okay, whoa. What? 17 hours ago. Good morning, everyone. 2 pretty scary things happened last night. I'll start with one that creeped me out the most. Around midnight, I couldn't sleep, so I started poking around and checking the ground floor. When I went to the back room, a storage space that's actually a beautifully renovated second bathroom no one uses, I found one of my grandmother's creations. She was a doll maker, and there was this one giant doll sitting in there with a few small ones too. But the huge one, I screamed out loud first. Once I realized that it was what it was, I touched it to make sure it didn't move, and then I managed to go back to bed. However, at 4:10 a.m., I got up to use the restroom. The bathroom window was open and faces the garden, so you can hear everything from outside. I heard heavy, forceful footsteps walking around out there. I was too scared to look out any of the windows. Then at 5:30 a.m., I went again and heard the same walking sounds. I don't know how I'm going to survive a few more nights here, but today I'm going to investigate and talk to several neighbors. I'll keep you posted. By the way, the second picture shows how dark the street is at night, and only the light from the modern house is shining, which I'm not going to show the other picture that OP posted because it's like them getting ready in the morning or something. It's dumb. But I'm not showing someone's face.
Get ready with me in the Hell House.
Get ready with me in the Hell House.
That's actually hilarious. Can you imagine if someone created a series like Get Ready With Me's, and then the doll slowly gets closer and closer? I think I've actually seen something like that before. But anyway, terrifying. If they don't have a picture of the dolls.
No.
They have a picture of them getting ready in the morning, but they don't have a picture of the scary dolls. And also, why did you poke one? And also, how are you able to go back to sleep after you see something like a scary doll in the middle of the night? And find out it's your grandma's hobby that you never knew about. Someone
was saying, why are you karma farming? Another person commented, thank you for the update. Stay safe. Yeah, it's just been crazy.
Is there another update?
Hold on, I'm looking.
Those footsteps.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Okay.
So this is like, this is another update. So to the skeptics out there, I am 32 years old and I work as a doctor in a psychiatric ward. I moved here during the spring break because I've recently resigned from my previous position and I'm starting a new life at a new workplace nearby. English is not my first language, nor am I from an English-speaking country. I prefer to keep my place of birth private. Update 2.3. This morning I walked over to the neighbor's house, the one right before the forest and the end of the street, and spoke with the lady living there. She was very kind. She told me she knows the history of my house and claims that she always sees the lights on at night. However, she also mentioned she's obsessed with paranormal activities and often sees things that aren't actually there. Because of this, I take what she says with a grain of salt. On another note, she actually knows a schizophrenic man that I saw. She even took him in once. She said he didn't speak at all, acted very strange, and ran away by morning. According to her, he visits several houses every night, especially those that are occupied. Great news, right? Because they're not occupied.
So the karma farming, people think that this isn't real. And I can see why, because it feels like a horror movie that I would see. I think I've seen one, definitely. Therapist from psych ward moves into new place and then they're tormented, whatever. But I want to hear the next update.
This update comes from 3 hours ago. Update 2.4. Also comes with another picture that I'm not going to show because it shows where OP is currently sleeping right now, and I'm not going to show them in a house where they are currently sleeping. It's not showing the person themselves, but it's showing like their sleep setup on a couch, and it does look like a creepy old grandma house. Yeah.
I want to see it.
You can see it. They're also showing TV, which also might tell you where they are. I don't know.
Okay. I don't think you can. Is that a headless elf on a shelf?
That's a gnome. So anyways,
a gnome on a dome.
So, update 2.4. My stepmother's family avoided the top floor for 30 years after a violent tragedy. Now I'm staying here alone. Hi everyone, spending my evening on the ground floor. Huge thanks to a friend of mine who's a great electrician. He fixed all the wiring in the house. Thanks. And then I guess it's thanks in whatever language they speak. It's like Brahen or something. I don't know. I can finally watch TV now, so the house isn't dead silent anymore, which can be pretty depressing. I love spring nights, but there's a massive storm heading our way tonight, and it's supposed to be a big one. I'm trying this opportunity to install security cameras in the kitchen and outside in the garden. Who knows, maybe they'll catch some wildlife or something paranormal inside during the storm. I know it sounds strange coming from a physician, but I've always kind of believed in these things. Maybe because of stuff that happens to me in the past. I'm waiting for the nightfall to upload everything in the morning. I love you all, and thank you for my many messages.
No.
Update coming with the camera footage.
That's such a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that was 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago. Yep. So he's saying maybe tomorrow he'll have more to tell. But that's all that we have for now. The saga continues. Next Friday the 13th, we'll post updates of them.
Listen, whoever you are, I would play your video game. This is something
that's wild.
I would love to play.
That's wild. So 30 years ago, violent tragedy happened above his grandmother's floor with his great aunt, basically.
Step aunt.
Step aunt.
Great step aunt. No,
his grandmother.
Step grandmother. Because it's his step.
He referred to her as his grandmother.
I know.
So
but what
grandmother.
An interesting element too, because you're like slightly disconnected from the family, like slightly, depending on the relationship. You know what I mean? So you might not like hear me out. So, how old did they say they were?
They did 32.
32. So they were 2 years old when this tragedy happened.
Mm-hmm.
So stepmother, yeah, you're like slightly disconnected. Like you don't know, like you weren't there for the tragedy. You weren't, like it's this different element, I guess. You know what I mean? Very interesting story.
So yeah, currently still happening. Hope no one breaks in. Hope you have a good time. Hope you catch something paranormal.
Hope you're safe, OP.
Hope you're safe. That's what everyone kept saying. Stay safe. That's an open window. Stay safe. So.
And the television, definitely, because your mind can play tricks on you when you're in the silence and in the darkness.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, the television adds distraction. And if something is going on, you'll be less on your toes about it. Saying, like, if something's going on.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I don't know how much it is. Yeah, some people were like, stop karma farming, OP. And it's like, I don't know. I kind of believe that something terrible happened in that place and that they're just trying to figure it out. They don't know. So they're updating and updating.
Like we're watching a horror story unfold.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, hope you sleep well tonight. I had a lot of fun looking these up.
I will not be sleeping well, friends. I will be having a lot of trouble sleeping. I will not be able to sleep until 3:15 a.m. or 3:02 or 2:02.
It's 3:02 a.m.
3:02. And then I'll
that the little boy saw that lady go, whoop.
Yeah, no! So I won't be able to go to bed until then. I'll get tired and then I'll see that in my mind's eye. No, stop it. Stop it.
It wasn't for you. It was for them. I'm your sister. Oh, that makes it scarier, doesn't it?
Yes. And then under the bed. Oh,
yeah. The whole like.
Terrifying.
Well, they all survived. So.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
Yeah, crazy stories. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even realize that a lot of them happened like about 9 years ago. That was like at least 4 of the stories that I had.
I'm going to connect this one. This one, the woman in the 3rd floor, I apologize, is the little girl spirit all grown up. Okay, the end.
There was no little girl spirit.
Yes, there was. That the creepy nun told.
Oh, she wasn't little. She was 20.
Oh.
Yeah. That girl said, "Oh, young girl," but it's like 20. So
got it.
But yeah, I know. Some of it was scary, and some of it was graphic, and some of it was like, never doing that again. But yeah, but if you guys like these Friday the 13th stories that we had for you, just some scary stories from Reddit, let us know if you want to have us do this again. I had a lot of fun looking up these stories. Okay, let's be honest here. I've used Reddit before to like figure out like how to like what best computer parts to get or whatever, like when I was figuring out my computer.
No way.
So I don't think I've used Reddit. Yeah. I don't think I've used Reddit for 6 years.
I don't believe you. You're karma farming.
Okay. So Angelica, yes, and me, because literally I had no idea how to use it. So I was just going from link to link to link to link to link to link, researching and trying to find stories and stuff like that. And apparently I'm really good at finding things on Reddit because I saw like the popular ones and like, I don't want you. And I went deep.
I love Reddit because like you'll get the sponsored stuff on your Google search.
I had a great time.
Which now Reddit is kind of like sponsoring, like you can advertise. I just saw a bunch of advertisements for advertising on Reddit.
Yeah.
But I love that you can look at it and it's real people, kind of. It's kind of like, you know, whatever now. Mm-hmm. But you can see real people's opinions on stuff. So if you want like computer advice or whatever, it's real. And I love watching the fat squirrel Reddit. Is really adorable.
I know.
It's really
cute. They have like really cute stuff on Reddit. They have stuff on Reddit that I will never touch. They have stuff on Reddit that is funny. They have a whole TikTok Reddit thing. They have the horror stories, scary stories, Florida stories. I actually looked at Reddit stories. Oh, then I kind of lied to myself. Last time I looked at Reddit actually was when we were doing the Cuban, the Tampa. Yeah.
You've been caught.
I lied to myself.
She's been caught.
Because
she was karma
when I was okay. So because I was researching one of the stories, and when I researched one of the stories, this photo came up. And the photo was a photo in one of the theaters that this guy took. And it was like a silhouette of a man just looking like he was tilted off of a balcony. Remember the actor that died? So yeah, that was the last time I was on Reddit. Yeah.
Yeah. But
so yeah, I just started following. I joined a couple subreddits right now, as I've learned they are called.
I had fun.
Because there's like Reddit, but then there's subreddits.
My body's kind of tense now, in a way that it isn't usually while we do this podcast.
You think I'm gonna go to sleep while you say your stories. Awesome.
Is it weird that I am kind of in the mood for a horror movie now?
No.
You want to watch one?
Yeah, sure, we can. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna go scare the shit out of ourselves now while we eat food because it's almost dinner time. But yeah, if you enjoy these kinds of stories, please make sure to comment down below. Do you believe the stories that we told you here today? Leave your opinions down there and let us know if this is something that you want us to do for next time on our next Friday the 13th.
And if you think there's an interesting story out there on Reddit, since it's an expansive place, link it below too. And maybe, I don't know who's reading the Reddit stories after this, but maybe we'll read it here.
And please make sure to join us next week for our continuation of the Barefoot Mailman stories. This one is a little bit different.
Is it different? There's still big hairy men's feet in it. So
I don't know. I get really angry and I apologize for how angry I got. So
you're always angry.
All right, everyone. Please make sure to leave your comments. I'm about to go murder my sister. See? Thank you. Until next time, my name's Alexandra.
And I'm Angelica.
This is Legends of Yesterday. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye. I know where you sleep at night. You know that, right?
No, don't sleep in my bed.